Get ready for an incredibly exciting expedition into the heart of ancient Egypt. Today, we're uncovering secrets buried beneath the sands, revealing truths hidden for millennia. Brace yourself for revelations that defy history as we explore 50 lesser-known facts about ancient Egypt that will blow your mind. Number 1. Secrets of Pyramid Construction. Did you know that the Great Pyramid of Giza, built for Pharaoh Khufu, contains around 2.3 million limestone blocks? Each stone block weighs as much as 2 small cars. Just imagine the effort. But how did they build such colossal structures without modern machinery? Ancient Egyptians used clever engineering techniques like ramps and levers to move these massive stones, along with simple tools like copper chisels and wooden sleds. These fortresses were where defense met administration, and soldiers left their mark, literally, on history. Number 2. The pharaoh who dressed differently. In the land of ancient Egypt, one pharaoh stands out as a true enigma, Queen Hatshepsut. She ruled as the pharaoh of Egypt, an extraordinary feat for a woman in a male-dominated society. What makes her reign truly extraordinary is not just her gender, but her choice of attire. She boldly adopted the traditional pharaoh's kilt, false beard, and even the royal headdress, typically reserved for kings. This audacious move was aimed at solidifying her authority, ensuring a smooth transition of power and preserving her legacy. Hatshepsut's reign was marked by impressive architectural achievements, including the famous mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahri. So, if you ever visit Egypt and come across statues of a pharaoh with a female body but a male beard, you'll know the story behind it. Number 3. Egypt's edible currency. In the heart of ancient Egypt, bread wasn't just a staple food, it was also a form of currency. Imagine going to a market with loaves of bread in your hands, ready to trade for other goods. This edible currency, known as akhet, played a crucial role in daily life. Bread was used for wages, payments, and even as an offering to the gods. The value of bread varied depending on its type and quality, much like modern currency. Workers received loaves of bread as part of their compensation, and you could buy anything from vegetables to jewelry using bread. This unique system ensured that everyone had access to essential food. Turns out, ancient Egyptians really knew how to put their dough to good use. Number 4. Imhotep, the first recorded scientist. Living around 2700 BCE, Imhotep was not only a physician but also an architect, high priest, and sage. But what makes him truly remarkable is that he's considered the world's first recorded scientist. Imhotep's significance lies in his holistic approach to medicine. He believed that diseases had natural causes and could be treated with rational methods, a groundbreaking concept at the time. His medical texts, inscribed on ancient papyrus, offer insights into surgery, anatomy, and various ailments. Imhotep's wisdom extended to architecture, where he designed the step pyramid, one of Egypt's earliest monumental structures. Centuries after his death, Imhotep was deified, and temples were dedicated to him. Today, his legacy endures as a symbol of intellect and innovation. Number 5. Masters of ancient dentistry. Speaking of medicine, let's delve into another surprising facet of ancient Egyptian healthcare: dentistry. Imagine you're an ancient Egyptian dealing with a missing tooth. You'd be pleased to know that they were the early creators of dental bridges. These bridges were made from various materials, including human teeth, animal teeth, and even seashells, attached with gold wire. But it wasn't just about aesthetics. The ancient Egyptians had a profound understanding of dental health. They developed toothpaste made from ox hoof ashes, burnt eggshells, and myrrh, an aromatic resin. Next time you sit in a modern dental chair, remember that the roots of dentistry extend back to the ancient Egyptians, as their innovative techniques laid the foundation for the oral health practices we follow today. Number 6. Journey to the afterlife. In ancient Egypt, the belief in an afterlife was at the core of their culture. Egyptians thought that life continued beyond death. and they invested immense effort into preparing for this eternal journey. You might wonder, what did this preparation entail? Well, it involved elaborate tombs and grand burial ceremonies. The famous pyramids were not just monuments, but intricate tombs designed to house and protect the pharaohs in the afterlife. If you were an ancient Egyptian, you'd be busy making sure your tomb was fit for a king or queen. They filled their tombs with treasures, food, and even servants in the form of statues known as shabtus to serve them in the next world. These preparations showcase their dedication to ensuring a comfortable and prosperous afterlife. Talk about a lifetime warranty. Number 7. Ancient Egypt's sweet secret. When tombs were built to house the deceased, they often included honey among the offerings. Not only was it a symbol of eternal sweetness, but honey also served as a natural antibiotic. The Egyptians believed in the importance of preserving the body for the afterlife, and honey's remarkable properties made it an ideal choice. Honey's natural antibacterial and antifungal properties allowed it to prevent decay and protect the body during mummification. Its incredible shelf life made it a valuable commodity, and honey jars have been found in tombs thousands of years old, still perfectly edible. What other hidden powers might we discover in nature's pantry? Number 8. Childbirth, a sacred ritual. In ancient Egypt, childbirth was not just a biological event. It was a sacred ritual deeply intertwined with religious beliefs. During labor, it was common for women to wear a frog-shaped amulet known as the Heket amulet. This amulet was believed to provide protection and assistance during childbirth, as the frog was associated with fertility and rebirth. It was thought that the amulet, with its connection to Heket, the goddess of fertility, would ensure a smooth delivery. Childbirth typically took place in a dedicated birthing house, a separate building from the main home. These birthing houses were equipped with special bricks that had inscriptions and images of protective deities to ward off evil spirits and ensure a safe birth. After birth, the newborn's naming ceremony was a significant event. A carefully selected name would not only define the child's character, but also provide protection throughout life. Number 9. Warding off the evil eye with amulets. In ancient Egypt, belief in the power of the evil eye was prevalent. They thought that envy and negative intentions could harm individuals, especially children and newborns. To protect themselves from this malevolent gaze, ancient Egyptians used a variety of amulets and charms. One of the most well-known protective amulets was the Eye of Horus, also known as the Wadjet Eye. This symbol, resembling the eye of a falcon, represented the god Horus and offered protection, healing, and restoration. It was believed that wearing or carrying this amulet would safeguard against the evil eye and other malevolent forces. Number 10. Cubits, ancient Egypt's measurement system. In the realm of construction and architecture, ancient Egyptians used a unique system of measurement known as cubits. A cubit was approximately the length of a forearm, from the elbow to the tip of the middle finger, and it varied slightly over different historical periods. This measurement system played a crucial role in the construction of the iconic pyramids. The architects and builders used cubits to ensure the precision and alignment of the massive pyramid structures. The ancient Egyptians knew that when it came to building pyramids, they had to measure up to perfection with their trusty cubits. Number 11. Mysterious Rosetta Stone. Imagine stumbling upon a 2,200-year-old stone with inscriptions in 3 scripts. That's what happened in 1799 when the Rosetta Stone was found. The breakthrough came when scholars decoded the Greek text and used it as a key to decipher hieroglyphics. This centuries-old puzzle unlocked the secrets of Egyptian writing, allowing us to read about pharaohs, temples, and daily life in ancient Egypt. Sometimes all you need is a little stone to crack a big code. Number 12. Protectors of the Pharaoh. Did you know that ancient Egypt had one of the world's earliest organized police forces? These officers were often strong and brave soldiers, chosen by local rulers or officials. They didn't just catch criminals, they also controlled crowds, directed traffic, and protected temples. What's even cooler is that some of these police officers used trained dogs and monkeys to help in their duties. Can you picture a monkey assisting in a chase or a dog sniffing out trouble? It shows how innovative the Egyptians were in maintaining law and order. Number 13. Fortresses of Enigma. In ancient Egypt, a vast network of fortresses protected the land from invaders. These military outposts, like Buin and Mirgissa, stood guard along the Nile. They were strategically placed to secure trade routes and defend against Nubian incursions. You might be surprised to know that these fortresses weren't just for defense, but they also served as administrative centers and trade hubs. Amazingly, some of these forts still bear inscriptions and graffiti from the soldiers who served there thousands of years ago, a relic of the past. Number 14. Nile's hidden treasures. Did you know that the Nile flows from south to north, defying the usual river direction? Its annual flooding enriched the soil, allowing Egyptians to grow crops like wheat and barley. Without the Nile, you wouldn't have seen the magnificent pyramids, as the ancient Egyptians depended on its waters for their survival. Do you know of any other natural wonders that have shaped the course of civilizations throughout time? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 15. The power of obelisks. The towering obelisks of ancient Egypt are more than just monuments. They are symbols of power and precision. These colossal structures, made from single pieces of granite, were carved with incredible precision. Did you know that the tallest obelisk, called the unfinished obelisk, would have reached a staggering 137 feet if completed? These awe-inspiring obelisks honored pharaohs and the gods, leaving you with a glimpse of Egypt's grandeur. Or maybe the ancient Egyptian just wanted to prove that they're great at Tetris. Number 16. Hieroglyphics, the sacred script. Hieroglyphics, the ancient Egyptian alphabets, weren't just used for communication, they were also deeply intertwined with religion. Priests used hieroglyphs to record sacred texts on temple walls and tombs, preserving religious knowledge for eternity. These symbols, which could be written in any direction, held divine significance. Hieroglyphics were believed to bridge the earthly realm with the spiritual, allowing you to communicate with the gods. Thanks to hieroglyphics, you can unravel the mysteries of Egypt's religious beliefs and rituals. Number 17. Ancient hair loss remedy. In the Ebers Papyrus, an ancient Egyptian medical text, you'll find an unexpected remedy, a cure for hair loss. It recommended applying a mix of fats from a lion, hippopotamus, crocodile, and snake to your scalp. While it might not sound appealing today, it reveals the lengths to which Egyptians went to preserve their appearance. Thankfully, modern solutions for hair loss are a bit more accessible and less adventurous. Number 18. Cleopatra's true origins. Contrary to popular belief, Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian, she was of Greek descent. Born in Alexandria, her family, the Ptolemies, were descendants of one of Alexander the Great's generals. Despite her Greek heritage, Cleopatra embraced Egyptian culture and even learned the Egyptian language, endearing her to her subjects. Overall, she was well-educated, fluent in multiple languages, and known for her intelligence and beauty. Number 19. The Pyramid's polished secret. The Great Pyramid of Giza, an architectural marvel, was once clad in smooth white Tura limestone casing, giving it a dazzling appearance. Imagine gazing at a structure so radiant it could blind you. This outer layer, originally covering the pyramid's rough core, reflected the sun's rays, making the pyramid shine brilliantly. Over time, much of this casing was removed for other construction projects, but a few casing stones at the base still remain. You can only wonder how stunning it must have looked in its full glory. Number 20. Beer, more than a beverage. In ancient Egypt, beer wasn't just a refreshing drink, it was a dietary staple. Workers building the pyramids received a daily ration of beer, which provided essential nutrients and hydration. The beer was brewed using ingredients like barley and emmer wheat. It had a thicker consistency than today's beer, more similar to a porridge. This ancient brew was a symbol of sustenance and played a vital role in daily life. You can thank the ancient Egyptians for making beer belly a part of our vocabulary. Number 21. The birthplace of diplomacy. Did you know that the world's first recorded peace treaty was signed in ancient Egypt? Back in 1259 BCE, Pharaoh Ramses II and the Hittite king Hattusili III put their differences aside and signed the Treaty of Kadesh, ending a long-standing conflict. The Treaty of Kadesh was not only historic in terms of diplomacy, but also unique in its detailed documentation, which included terms of peace and mutual defense. The original treaty was inscribed on a silver tablet, a symbol of its importance and permanence. This historic agreement marked the beginning of diplomacy between nations and is an early example of international relations. This diplomatic tradition set by Egypt influenced neighboring civilizations, laying the groundwork for future international treaties. It just goes to show that even in ancient times, diplomacy was the key to resolving conflicts peacefully. Number 22. Women's rights in ancient Egypt. Unlike many ancient societies, ancient Egyptian women enjoyed legal rights and could own property. They had the freedom to work, inherit, and even initiate divorce proceedings. In addition, they could participate in religious ceremonies and were often priestesses, playing a significant role in spiritual life. Some women held positions of power and influence, such as the powerful female pharaoh, Hatshepsut. In a world where patriarchy often ruled, the women of ancient Egypt stitched their own tapestry of power and independence. Hats off to the Hatshepsuts of yesteryears. Number 23. Fashion's ancient roots. The world's oldest known dress, dating back to 3482 BCE, was discovered in Egypt. Made from linen, this dress belonged to an Egyptian woman and provides a fascinating glimpse into ancient fashion. The craftsmanship of ancient Egyptian fashion, like the Tarkan dress, reflects their deep understanding of aesthetics and comfort. Interestingly, fashion in ancient Egypt also had a social dimension, with clothing styles often indicating one's social status and wealth. From pleated linen dresses to status symbol jewelry, the ancient Egyptians weren't just making clothes, they were tailoring history. Who knew mummies had such a sense of style? Number 24. A deity for every occasion. Ancient Egyptians had an astonishing pantheon of more than 2,000 deities. Imagine having a god for every aspect of life. Many of these gods were associated with specific towns or regions in Egypt, reflecting the local origins of these deities. The practice of combining gods' attributes, known as syncretism, was common, leading to complex deities like Amun-Ra. From powerful gods like Ra, the sun god, to lesser-known deities representing everyday things, their beliefs were rich and diverse. Festivals and celebrations dedicated to these gods were integral parts of ancient Egyptian culture, often involving elaborate rituals and offerings. This complex system included gods of nature, fertility, war, and even cats. You can only wonder how they kept track of them all. Number 25. Ancient Egypt's guardian spirits. In ancient Egypt, belief in protective spirits called Ba was widespread. These guardian spirits were believed to protect individuals throughout their lives and in the afterlife. Imagine having a personal spirit watching over you. The Ba was often depicted as a bird with a human head, representing the soul's journey through various stages of existence. It was also thought to leave the body during the day to explore the world of the living and return at night, signifying the connection between life and death. Believe it or not, protective spirits were the ultimate sidekicks in ancient Egypt. Number 26. A monumental marvel. Carved from a single piece of limestone, the Great Sphinx of Giza is a colossal feat of ancient Egyptian artistry and engineering. It forms part of the Giza Pyramid Complex, which is one of the most significant archaeological sites in the world. This enigmatic creature, with the body of a lion and the head of a pharaoh, stands as a symbol of strength and wisdom, but its true purpose remains shrouded in mystery. Number 27. The opening of the mouth ceremony. In ancient Egypt, the opening of the mouth ceremony was vital for the deceased. It was believed to restore the senses and abilities to the departed, ensuring they could partake in the afterlife. The ceremony involved the use of special tools and rituals to symbolically open the mouth of the deceased or their statue. Priests conducted the ceremony with chants and prayers to invoke the presence and assistance of various deities. The ritual was not limited to royalty, it was also performed for the elite, and over time became more accessible to common people. How would you prepare for your own journey beyond? Number 28. The pyramid's precision. The precision of the pyramid's alignment with the cardinal points is nothing short of astonishing. Imagine constructing colossal structures with such accuracy that they align with the north, south, east, and west. The ancient Egyptians used advanced astronomy and geometry to achieve the pyramid's alignment, a testament to their scientific knowledge. In addition, the layout of the pyramids was also thought to reflect the celestial realm, with the three main pyramids of Giza aligning with the belt of Orion. The accuracy in construction also ensured the pyramids' durability, allowing them to stand tall for thousands of years. The pyramids, not just ancient world wonders, but perhaps the most epic geometry lesson ever. Pythagoras would be proud and possibly a bit jealous. Number 29. Preserving for eternity. You might be surprised to hear that ancient Egyptians practiced mummification not just for humans but also animals, especially sacred creatures like cats, crocodiles, and even bulls. The mummification process for animals was similar to that of humans, involving removal of internal organs and dehydration of the body. Can you picture the grandeur of animal cemeteries filled with mummies? The practice highlights the Egyptians' belief in the interconnectedness of humans, animals, and the divine realm. Back then, even crocodiles got the VIP mummy treatment. Number 30. Ancient glamour. Ancient Egyptians knew the art of beauty, using makeup made from minerals like malachite and galena. They adorned their eyes with kohl, enhancing their beauty and providing protection from the sun's harsh rays. Wealthier Egyptians often had personal cosmetic palettes and containers, intricately designed and made from precious materials. Cosmetics were used by both men and women, reflecting the universal appeal of beauty and aesthetics in ancient Egyptian society. Talk about timeless beauty secrets. Number 31. Matters of the heart. Egyptians believed the heart, not the brain, was the seat of emotions and intellect. They considered the heart essential for one's eternal journey, as it was weighed against a feather in the afterlife. If your heart was heavy with wrongdoing, it could jeopardize your chances of paradise. This is also why it was often left in the body during mummification, unlike other organs which were removed. What would your heart reveal? Number 32. Timekeepers. Ancient Egyptians were timekeeping pioneers, inventing the 365-day calendar we use today. Can you imagine a world without this organized calendar system? They developed it to align with the annual flooding of the Nile, crucial for agricultural planning. This calendar, divided into 12 months with 30 days each, plus an extra 5 days, laid the foundation for modern calendars. This calendar system was so advanced that it remained in use for thousands of years, only being replaced by the Julian calendar. Who knew planning for the Nile's flood would lead to planning our entire year? Number 33. Tutankhamun's enigmatic tomb. In 1922, archaeologist Howard Carter made a discovery that shook the world: the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun. The tomb contained a treasure trove of artifacts, including the famous golden mask of Tutankhamun. But what was most fascinating about this discovery was the tomb's relatively untouched state, offering a snapshot of ancient Egyptian burial practices. The artifacts found in the tomb have provided invaluable insights into the art, culture, and daily life of the 18th dynasty of Egypt. Number 34. Scarabs, symbols of transformation. In ancient Egypt, the scarab beetle was more than just a bug. It was a symbol of transformation and rebirth. The scarab's habit of rolling balls of dung was likened to the sun's journey across the sky. It was believed to possess protective and magical properties. The scarab motif was also popular in Egyptian seals and rings, used to stamp documents, showing its importance in both religious and everyday life. In many tombs, scarab amulets were placed over the heart of the mummified body, ensuring rebirth and protection in the afterlife. Isn't it intriguing how a tiny beetle could hold such significance? Number 35. The Sphinx's lost nose. The Great Sphinx of Giza is iconic, but did you know it lost its nose somewhere along the way? The exact cause remains a mystery, with theories ranging from target practice by soldiers to the natural erosion of time. Some believe it was an act of deliberate vandalism during a period of religious iconoclasm. Over the centuries, the Sphinx has undergone several restoration attempts to preserve its structure and historical significance. And even in spite of its damaged state, the Sphinx remains a symbol of mystery and ancient prowess, inspiring countless legends and stories. A testament to enduring history, nose or no nose. Number 36. Hieratic script. Hieratic script was the ancient Egyptian version of shorthand. It was a cursive form of hieroglyphics used for everyday writing, making record-keeping and communication more efficient. It also evolved over time, becoming more abstract and faster to write compared to hieroglyphs. The ability to write in hieratic script was highly valued in Egyptian society, and was a skill typically reserved for scribes and officials. Imagine trying to take quick notes in hieratic script during a busy day at school. It would have made life a bit easier for scribes. Number 37. Pharaohs and the Book of the Dead. Pharaohs embarked on their journey to the afterlife with the Book of the Dead by their side. This book reflects the Egyptian belief in Ma'at, or cosmic order, and the need to maintain balance in the afterlife. The guidebook was personalized to each individual, and it contained spells and rituals designed to help them navigate the challenges of the underworld. These texts were often richly illustrated, and could also be quite lengthy, depending on the individual's wealth and importance. Imagine setting sail to the afterlife with a guidebook in hand. The Book of the Dead was the ancient Egyptian roadmap to eternity. Number 38. Papyrus, the precursor to paper. Before paper as we know it, ancient Egyptians used papyrus made from the papyrus plant. The creation of papyrus was a labor-intensive process that involved cutting, soaking, and pressing the plant's fibers. These scrolls were the primary medium for writing in Egypt for thousands of years and were exported throughout the Mediterranean. The invention of papyrus significantly advanced literacy and learning in ancient Egypt, making it a center of knowledge in the ancient world. In a way, every page we turn today echoes their ancient innovation. Number 39. Senet, a game for eternity. While we play modern board games, the ancient Egyptians enjoyed a game called Senet. This game held both recreational and symbolic value, often being played to represent the journey of the deceased through the afterlife. The rules of Senet are not entirely known, but it's believed the game combined elements of luck and strategy. In addition, Senet boards were often found in the tombs of the elite, suggesting the game's significance in the journey of the soul. It's a reminder that even leisure activities held profound meaning in ancient Egypt. Number 40. Worshipping the Nile. To the ancient Egyptians, the Nile River wasn't just a body of water, it was a life-giving deity. They worshipped it as Hapi, the god of the Nile. And this worship was deeply ingrained in Egyptian culture, with numerous hymns and prayers dedicated to its deity. Moreover, annual festivals were held to celebrate the river's flooding, which was crucial for their agriculture and sustenance. Can you imagine depending on a river for your entire livelihood? Number 41. Colossi of Memnon. The Colossi of Memnon, two colossal statues of Pharaoh Amenhotep III, once guarded the entrance to his mortuary temple. These massive stone giants, each standing over 60 feet tall, are a testament to ancient Egyptian craftsmanship. They're also famous for emitting a mysterious sound at dawn, which was a source of great wonder and speculation in antiquity. The mortuary temple they once guarded is mostly in ruins today, but the colossi continue to attract visitors from around the world. Imagine walking past these towering statues on your way to a temple. It would be hard not to feel awestruck. Number 42. Nile crocodiles. In ancient Egyptian symbolism, Nile crocodiles represented chaos and danger. But as much as they were feared, they were also revered, symbolizing the duality of nature as both life-giving and destructive. For example, the crocodile god Sobek was worshipped in some regions, reflecting the animal's importance in Egyptian mythology. Crocodile mummies have also been discovered in various temples, suggesting that they were offered as sacred animals. In today's world, what creature do you think deserves such a complex reputation, and why? We'd love to hear your views. Number 43. The irrigation innovation. The ancient Egyptians were pioneers in agriculture, inventing the shaduf, a device for lifting water from the Nile to irrigate fields. Its use demonstrates the ancient Egyptians' deep understanding of hydraulic engineering, and this innovation was a key factor in Egypt's ability to support a large population and develop a prosperous civilization. Number 44. Ankh, the symbol of life. The Ankh symbol, resembling a cross with a loop at the top, represented life to the ancient Egyptians. It was often carried by gods and pharaohs and used in rituals and art. For example, pharaohs are often shown holding an ankh to their noses, symbolizing their receiving the breath of life. The symbol continued to be used as a representation of life and fertility long after the decline of the ancient Egyptian civilization. Number 45. Exquisite Egyptian jewelry. Ancient Egyptians were masters of jewelry making. Imagine wearing jewelry adorned with intricate designs, made from gold, precious gems, and colorful glass beads. From amulets that offered protection to extravagant necklaces and earrings, their craftsmanship was truly remarkable. These pieces were also sometimes inscribed with spells from the Book of the Dead to provide protection in the afterlife. Number 46. Pharaoh's Eternal Rest. The Valley of the Kings is a sprawling necropolis where numerous pharaohs were laid to rest. Imagine exploring this vast burial ground, discovering the tombs of powerful rulers like Tutankhamun and Ramesses II. It's a place where ancient history comes to life, offering a glimpse into the afterlife preparations of Egypt's elite. Number 47. Ancient beer brewing. Ancient Egyptians brewed beer using a unique method that might surprise you. They used a straw to filter out solids from the beer, creating a clearer brew. This beer was not only a popular beverage, but also a dietary staple, rich in nutrients and often used as a form of payment for laborers, especially those who built the pyramids. Beer brewing was a sophisticated process involving the partial baking of bread, which was then fermented, highlighting the Egyptians' advanced understanding of fermentation. Imagine sipping on a refreshing glass of ancient Egyptian beer, filtered with a straw and connecting with the past. Number 48. The Last Pharaoh. Cleopatra VII, one of history's most famous figures, was the last pharaoh of Egypt. She was a ruler of remarkable political acumen and charisma, speaking multiple languages and actively participating in the governance of her realm. Cleopatra's reign was marked by significant cultural and economic achievements, despite the political turmoil of her time. Can you envision the dramatic life of Cleopatra, entwined with love, power, and intrigue, as she navigated the end of an era? Number 49. 3,000 years of civilization. The ancient Egyptian civilization endured for over 3,000 years, making it one of the longest lasting in history. This long duration saw the rise and fall of many dynasties, each contributing to the rich tapestry of Egyptian culture, architecture, and scientific advancements. The civilization's endurance is attributed to its adaptive nature, evolving through periods of conquest and change while maintaining a distinct cultural identity. Can you fathom the depth of knowledge, culture, and innovation that spanned millennia? Number 50. Alexandria's vast library. The ancient library in Alexandria was a repository of knowledge, housing countless scrolls and texts from various cultures. Imagine exploring this vast treasure trove of information from antiquity. Sadly, much of it was lost to history, leaving us to wonder about the untold stories and wisdom it contained. What secrets might it have held? Thanks for watching. Click this video on your screen for more.